welcome guys to my next and latest and greatest Feral recap video. Today, I know I'm a little bit off schedule. I wanted to do these every Thursday. I will try and do the next one this Thursday. I got caught up last weekend. There was a lot of stuff that went on. I was out of town, spending time with a girlfriend, things like that. So, anyway, wanted to kind of touch base with you guys again, get this video out to you guys so you can kind of reflect on it and maybe see things that, see things from a new light. Maybe last week was a little bit hectic for you. I know we all wanted to try out the Zandalari Trolls, except for some of you Alliance. Maybe you wanted to do the Colterans. Anyway. I'm going to go over some of the lessons learned with Zandalari in terms of racial abilities. And I know a lot of this information is already out there, but last week when I was testing this stuff out, we didn't have access to this. So it's kind of just, I tried out a new passive and we went from there and just, yada, yada, yada. So last week we went into raid, okay, and we downed Mechatork on Tuesday, so that's a plus. It was a very good week for progression. We also made some progress on Stormwall. That's what we're going to be doing tonight, is we're going to be doing some Stormwall progression, so hopefully you guys are pretty excited about that. We've got our current setup here, which is we are running the double Wild Flesh Rending build, right, with the triple Iron Jaws and one Jungle Fury trait. This is what's offering the most DPS for me. This might vary for you. It depends on the item level of your gear, right? Something to note is Iron Jaws is a very, very strong 3-stack Azurite trait. And it is a very, very garbage 1-stack Azurite trait. So if you only have one Iron Jaws, probably you don't want to run it. If you have 3 Iron Jaws, you probably want to run it. It's extremely strong. I think the percentage difference for your DPS with one Iron Jaws is going to be roughly like 1.5% DPS increase, okay? But with 3 of them, it's like a 12 or 4. No, it's like 14.5% DPS increase. Yeah, you can double check my numbers on herodamage.com if you would like. I highly recommend that website. I do not have any affiliations to them or anything like that. I just, they are who I go by, and yeah, they're great. I know a lot of people prefer Blood Mallet, but I personally prefer Hero Damage, so check them out. And yeah, the trinkets that I'm running, last week, downing Mythic Mechatork because we got the Vigor trinket. We actually ended up switching out our Deadeye Spyglass. The Vigor trinket was simming for about 0.5% more DPS than the Deadeye Spyglass. It's a little bit more manual of a trinket because it is on use. It's not passive like Spyglass. So if we're going to make this trade, you need to make sure that you're using your Vigor intentionally and optimally. So you want to proc it whenever it's at 6 stacks. I added this new icon here so I can track whenever my trinket hits 6 stacks, and I can pop it and get the full duration of the maximum crit from it. Anyways, other than that, the gear hasn't really changed much. Something that went on last week is the release of Zandalari Trolls, which is super exciting. If you are Horde, if you're Alliance, Colterans came out. Colterans are alright. We've seen all the funny transmogs, things like that. And then I actually think their passive racial, which is what, versatility or something like that. I actually didn't look into it because I'm not using it at all. But you can run everything on herodamage.com. Go check out the racial bonuses, things like that. Yeah, it is slightly worse than Worgen and, way worse than Night Elf. So from an Alliance perspective, if you're wanting to optimize DPS as well as have optimal PvP, Night Elf was still probably the way to go. The new Colterian knockback slash stun is really exciting, and something, if you didn't know, is it does not have a DR in PvP, so it's completely in its own school, and yeah, that's super cool. But Shadow Meld, there's toss-ups. So if you're Alliance, maybe you want to try out Colterian. The new forms look sick. I personally don't like the model of the character, but the new forms look sick. In terms of Zandalari Troll, so last week we ran with Paku's Embrace, or Embrace of Paku, whatever this is called. Yeah, Embrace of Paku. We ran with that, which gives us a chance to proc a 4% crit for 12 seconds. Now, this proc is roughly once per minute. We didn't know this on release. This is just something that's come out with the sims that have been made available over the last week. And so you can chalk that down to, the longer how do I want to put it? Scratch what I was going to say there. Essentially, it's competitive with the Tarn passive, right, which is a 1% crit permanently. 4% crit for 12 seconds once per minute it's close. It's not quite there, though. If you do the math right, you got 12 seconds out of 60-second window of 4% crit rather than 60 seconds of 1% crit. So it's close. It's not quite there. If you look on hero damage, though, it's very close. I tried, if you're watching the stream, if not, or if you were watching the stream, I tried Kimball's Embrace of Kimball, last week, on Thursday during our raid, and that one was not good. I made a YouTube video, saying that it sucks, and a lot of people actually, 4 people disliked it, 2 people liked that video. So I'm guessing that maybe a lot of you guys like Kimball's Embrace. I don't know. If you look on hero damage right now, Kimball's Embrace is actually the second worst at a 0.4% damage increase. Only beating the Bwansomdi passive by like 0.2%, 0.02% or something like that. So, and they are both worse than the troll racial. So, maybe other people are having different experiences, but I could not get that Embrace to work for me at all. So, I immediately, as soon as possible, switched back to Embrace Paku. So, that's what I'm going to be running. Regenerating is pretty awesome. Some tips and tricks if you're looking for PvP. What you can do with it is if you are running Resto Affinity and you have Switch Hitter, okay, this is kind of just this is an underground secret, so don't tell everybody, but what you can essentially do is if you have dots on you, you can use your Switch Hitter to put a shield on yourself with Swift Mend, okay, and you can run around a corner, and those dots will tick into the shield, but it's not going to break your regenerating channel. So that's one way to kind of get full usage out of that. They might have patched it. I haven't tried it, but or I haven't tried it recently, but I tried it on Wednesday, and it worked. So that was cool. But as soon as the shield breaks, then the channel will break as well. So anyways, try that out. It's pretty nifty. And in terms of PvP, last week we didn't really do much PvP. Our Keystone Dungeon build is roughly the same. And yeah, nothing on that front has changed. So this is my Feral recap video for the week of technically 3/16, but it's coming out in 3/19. Sorry about that, guys. Hope you liked it. And if you want to see more of these or anything like that, yeah, just keep liking or commenting, things like that. And if there's something I'm not covering in these, let me know, and I will be happy to go over it. So, oh, and we got Soul Ginger with the subscription at the end of the video. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will, yeah, I'll see you guys later. make sure you tune in Tuesday and Thursday for some progression rating.